Happy Thursday, everybody. Almost towards the afternoon here. That means we are getting closer to the system that is going to be moving through parts of the area. We do have team coverage for you. We've got the manager, Robert Dobbs, who is doing team coverage from the Gallatin area. Meteorologist Josie Elizabeth is doing coverage from West Nashville for us today. And then parts of Alex. Alex has parts of the Sumner County, Goodlettsville area for you. And then I've got all of Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky for you. So we've got team coverage from every angle of this storm. So you want to make sure you keep it tuned right here to us. We're going to get you through this. Let's go ahead and first, I know there's a lot of big questions here. Number one, what schools are closing? What schools are going to be closed or delayed? I've got all of the answers that you need. We're going to start with Storm Watch with the latest on closures. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Aaron Academy, again, closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Bedford County Schools closing 3 hours early. Extended care will be open. Benton Hall closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. There will be no aftercare that is expected. Cheatham County Schools will be closing 2 hours early today. Christian Community Preschool will be closing at 2:30 this afternoon. There will be no extended care. Clay County, Coffee County Schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Cumberland County, Tennessee will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon as well. And then Davidson Academy will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. DeKalb County Schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Dixon County Schools will be closing at 12:30 this afternoon. So not too far from now because it's 11:10 this morning right now. Friendship Christian Schools will be closing at 1:30. Giles County Schools will be closing at noon today. Grundy County Schools will be closing at 1:30 this afternoon. Hickman County Schools will be closing at noon today. Houston County Schools will be closing at 11:30 this morning. Humphreys County Schools will be closed, and Jackson County Schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Lawrence County Schools is going to be closed for today. Lewis County Schools will be closing early at 12:15 this afternoon. So Lewis County Schools are going to be closing at 11:15 12:15 this afternoon. I'm so sorry, y'all. Lincoln County Schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Macon County Schools will also be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Macon Christian Academy, you will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon as well. Manchester City Schools, you will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon as well. Marshall County Schools will be closing 2 hours early today. Moore counties will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. There will be no evening events, no extended care as well. Murfreesboro City Schools, you'll be closing 3 hours early today, and extended care will be open for you. Perry County Schools will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Priest Lake Academy, you will be closing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Robertson County Schools will be closing 2 hours early today. There will be no aftercare that is expected. Rutherford County Schools will be closing 3 hours early today. Smith County Schools will be closing at 1. Stewart County Schools will be closing at 11:30 this morning. Sumner County Schools will be closing 2 hours early today. Sumner Academy will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Temple School in the Manchester area will be closing at 12:30 this afternoon. Trousdale County Schools will be closing 1 hour early today. All activities will be canceled for today. United Christian Academy will be closing at 12:30 this afternoon. Williamson County Schools will be closing 2 hours early today. Extended care remains open. Wilson County Schools will be closing 2 hours early for today. And it looks like we've got a couple of new ones in here that have just popped in here in the school closings list. So let me read the latest ones that have just popped in the list. Born Again Preschool will be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Christian Community Preschool closing at 2:30 this afternoon. Let me find the other ones that have just come into the list here. There has been at least 3. McNeely Center for Children will be closing 2 hours early for today. And then we also have, let's see what else has been added in this list here. Okay, White County Schools. White County Schools will be closing at 1:30 this afternoon. So the latest ones that come in was White County Schools closing at 1:30 this afternoon, and I was noted that all activities will be canceled for today. Also, the other latest one that came in, McNeely Center for Children will be closing 2 hours early today. And then the third one that came in a little bit earlier was Born Again Preschool, and they're closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. That is the latest that is coming in. They just keep on rolling in. So we've got some more that just come in just moments ago, so bear with me here as they continue to roll in here into the system here. We're gonna, Cannon County Schools closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Born Again Preschool closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And let's see here, there's some other ones. Hillwood Play Care is going to be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. And let's see here, there are some more that have just came into the list here. McNeely Center for Children will be closing 2 hours early. Let's see here, Priest Lake Academy closing at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then let's see here, and White County Schools will be closing at 1:30 this afternoon, and all activities will be canceled for today. That is the latest. They just keep on coming in, but that is the latest as of right now as far as school closings go. That is the latest as of 11:15, because it is 11:15 right now. So folks, just kind of be mindful. We're going to take a look at radar really quickly. We're going to take a look at what's happening out there for us right now. It's all rain that's moving through the area. Hey, Nikki D, good to see you. This is a look at what's happening right now, folks. It's really all just rain that's moving through. I mean, you can tell radar is just a sloppy one out there. Let's take a look at Gallatin. Take a look at Gallatin. We are picking up on some very heavy rain that's moving through Gallatin. That is where we found our manager at, and he was doing a live coverage update out there in the Gallatin area for us today. Meteorologist Josie Elizabeth is actually in West Nashville right now, and she was telling me, hey, it's raining, it's coming down really heavy. There's lightning that is being reported with this now. So, folks, you definitely remember, stay away from windows when that lightning roars. When thunder roars, go indoors. When lightning is around, if you're in a pool, get out of the pool, get in the house, stay away from windows. It is super, super dangerous. Meteorologist Alex Winkler will be doing coverage in parts of the Goodlettsville area for you today, and other areas as well. So we've got you covered from every angle that we can possibly think of, guys. We've got you covered. Just all you got to do is kick back and watch us. We'll get you through this. Thank you, Nikki D. I appreciate it. Let's take a look at Lafayette, Tennessee. I almost said Lay Flat. Let's take a look at Lafayette, Tennessee right now, where we are picking up on some very heavy rain that's moving through parts of Lafayette, Hartsville right now, even in the parts of Westmoreland right now as well. And in between Hartsville and Lebanon, we're picking up on some heavy rain through here. So folks, be careful if you are going to be out doing anything there. Just be very mindful. Let's take a look at Nashville, where we find meteorologist Josie Elizabeth at. She's actually in West Nashville. Berry Hill, you're picking up on some heavy rain. Oak Hill, you as well. Just very hefty rain just coming down. It is just a soaker out there. We are watching for the potential, and even if we come down here, Centerville, you're picking up on a little bit of some lightning strikes that's moving through parts of your area right now. And this is going to continue to track up north. That's what it looks like the track is. It's moving up northeast for us this morning. So this is going to go past through Dixon, make it all the way up into Kingston Springs for us, and we're going to watch for some of those lightning strikes there. And I'm making sure that there isn't any active warnings that are being going on right now. We don't have any active warnings right now, just a good soaking rain. This is not the system, guys. Do not be fooled by this. I promise you, this is not the system. We still have, it's not even the afternoon yet. It is only 11:18 this morning, so we still have a little ways to go before this system arrives into parts of our area. So we're going to be mindful of that. But this is the latest look on radar. And like I said, we're monitoring radar here. We're also monitoring school closures for you, and I'm going to double check just to make sure that there hasn't been any latest ones that have decided to come in and close. And it looks like we're still at the same amount of school closures that we were before I started talking about radar. But again, that's very, very important. If you want to know what's going on in your area, just definitely let me know. If you want to know what's happening in Gallatin or where you are at right now, if you are on the road, if you are in school, if you are at work, make sure you take a little time out of your day to just watch my Facebook Live, because I promise you it'll be worth it in the end. We're going to get through this. We got to take baby steps at a time, but I promise you, every last one of my viewers and followers is going to walk that step with me. We're going to bypass this completely. Another great way to stay weather aware with me, because of course I do not have, I know a lot of you guys follow me on Facebook for forecasts, but there's also another way that you guys can watch my forecast videos, and that is, of course, downloading the YouTube app. If you've got the YouTube app, this is the best way of how to stay in touch with the latest forecast, and it's really simple. This is how you do it. I may actually put it on the actual screen here so you can just keep it like that. So this is, and then here we go. We'll do this right here. So I'll pull up my YouTube channel here, and all you got to do, guys, this is all you got to do. You search my name right here, search my name, and this pops up, and you can tell that our team is out and ready. There's the video with our very own manager, Robert Dobbs, who was out in Gallatin, Tennessee today. There is me and Alex's coverage today. There's meteorologist Josie Elizabeth. She's on here. So we've had team coverage for you all day. But if you don't know how to subscribe to my YouTube, my goal is to get to 700. And I know with all of the 5,000 friends that I do have on Facebook, we can make that to at least 1,000. I just know it. I have the power and prayer that we can do it. We can do it, guys. We can do it. There is no can't in my sentence. We can do it. All right. So all you have to do is download the YouTube app if you are streaming me on your mobile phone, on YouTube on your phone, or if you are streaming me on your monitor, your computer. All you have to do is log in to YouTube, type in my first and last name, and then boom, bada bang, you'll find News Channel 12 Now, which we are doing an absolutely great job, where we have 657 subscribers. So way to go, team. Way to go to the manager. Way to go to Josie and Alex, and of course I myself. And I appreciate all of you guys for making this happen. We definitely appreciate you guys, because we wouldn't be where we're at without God and of course you guys. But what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take a look at the school closures list one more time. I'm going to update you guys with that really quickly, because that's very super important. You got to stay weather aware with those school closures. And we do have the same amount of school closures. I'm going to read these to you again so you're weather aware with that, so you know that your child is getting out of school early, or if your child is still in school. Majority of the schools that I know are being letting out early, so that's good. Aaron Academy closing at 1. And it looks like my computer, there we go. Aaron Academy closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Bedford County closing 3 hours early. Benton Hall closing at 1. Born Again Preschool closing at 1 as well. Cannon, you're closing at 1. Cheatham County Schools, you're closing 2 hours early. Christian Community Preschool, you're closing at 2:30. Clay County Schools, you are closing at 1. Coffee, you're closing at 1. Cumberland County, Tennessee, you are also closing at 1. Davidson Academy, you're closing at 1 o'clock. DeKalb County, you're closing at 1 o'clock. Dixon County Schools, you're closing at 12:30. Friendship Christian School, you're closing at 1:30. Giles County, you're closing at noon today. Grundy County Schools, you're closing at 1:30. Hickman County Schools, you are closing at noon today. Hillwood Playcare, you are closing at 1. Houston County Schools, you're closing at 11:30 this morning. So let's see here, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Let's see here. Houston County Schools, you will be letting out early in 7 minutes. So Houston County Schools, you are letting out in 7 minutes. So that'd be 11:30, because it's 11:23 right now. So you're letting out in 7 minutes, Houston County. Humphreys County Schools, you're already closed. Jackson County, you're closing at 1. Lawrence County Schools, you're closed. Lewis County Schools is closing at 12:15. Lincoln County Schools and Macon County Schools are closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Macon Christian Academy, you will also be closing at 1. Manchester City School, you will be closing at 1 o'clock as well. Marshall and McNeely Center for Children, you are closing 2 hours early. Moore County Schools closing at 1. Murfreesboro City Schools are closing 3 hours early. Perry County Schools are closing at 1. Priest Lake Academy is closing at 2. Robertson County Schools are closing 2 hours early. Rutherford County Schools are closing 3 hours early. Smith County Schools are closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Stewart County, you will be letting out in 6 minutes. That is 11:30. So Stewart County Schools are closing at 11:30. That's in 6 minutes. Sumner County Schools are closing 2 hours early today. Sumner Academy is going to be closing at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Temple School Manchester, you will be closing at 12:30. Trousdale County Schools is closing 1 hour early today. All activities will be canceled. United Christian Academy is closing at 12:30. White County Schools are closing at 1:30. Williamson County Schools are closing 2 hours early today, and Wilson County is also closing 2 hours early for today. And we've got 46, 47, 48. We've got 3 new schools that just called in just a moment ago. So we're going to take a look at some of the newer schools here that have decided to call out a little early here. Let's take a look at the latest here of what we are dealing with here. Give me just 1 second as I am taking a look at who is closing. All right, so as my computer refreshes here, and it looks like majority of these are still the same. Maybe the numbers are catching up with each other here. That tends to happen a lot of the times here. So it looks like we do not have any further updates here on schools. So again, the list is still the same. Remember to continue to follow me on all my social media platforms for the very latest. We will continue to update you with the very latest on school closures, latest weather updates, all morning and, well, really all afternoon long now, because this was my final morning update. We are now going into the afternoon update here, so continue to follow my latest updates on Facebook and also on the YouTube app as well. But until then, we're going to sign off here. I will be back in 30 minutes.